Simon Ekpa. It's true. Yeah. So my people, I will just go straight to the point and let you watch the video of MSE in the person of Mazi Simon Ekpa, the new savior of Biafra land. So,
Why are you so
hey, thank
determined
you.
to undermine democracy?
I think undermining democracy is not the right word. Rather, promoting democracy. You give the
Sorry,
people.
let it play from the beginning.
Simon, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
So much is riding on this election, especially for young people in Nigeria. They're desperate for change, is my view. Why are you so determined to undermine democracy?
I think undermining democracy is not the right word. Rather, promoting democracy. You give the people a choice. And the choice of the Biafra people is a referendum. It is also a democratic process.
Yeah. No referendum,
So
no election.
that is not undermining a democracy.
Yeah.
More accepted democratic process is when you give the people choice to decide their fate.
But they have a choice. This is an election which will be following democratic lines.
In Nigeria, Biafran people do not have a choice. And that is a historical problem created by the Britain. So everybody, as you have been a journalist with your experience and the history of Nigeria, you agree with me that Nigeria is a mistake because of the tribal and dangerous diversity in Nigeria, which is also a destructive diversity. So when you give the people the choice to choose how they want to live, that is a true democracy. A democracy is not when you bring in the military and invade communities, burn the communities because people are protesting. You kill them. Is that democracy? Do you do that in the United Kingdom? The answer is no.
But what about your...
My people, as you are seeing, we are listening into the University of Radio Biafra. I can see that the new savior is also a professor in his own right. I see the grammar they enter on Abba.
role in all this, your tweets...
My role...
Wait a minute. Your role in all this, your tweets and your social media. Why the need for violence?
It is, yeah.
At least 1,500 people died in the last 3 presidential election campaigns.
Was it my fault then?
And there have been deaths so far in this one too.
That's what we want to correct by making sure we do not continue to validate an evil entity that subject their citizens to death. So the only solution to this is to disintegrate this evil entity and allow people to make their choice so that they can develop and practice politics in the best way possible, just like the Europeans here.
So are you justifying the violence that comes from the kind of stuff that you...
It is not, the violence is not about what I do. It is the provocation of the policy of Nigeria.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it is a long time bomb coming. So what you see happening now, Nigeria have a history of violence.
Okay.
From the beginning of Nigeria. After independence, every election in Nigeria has witnessed violence. So it is not about me. I am here as a good guy to put an end, to have a lasting solution to the violence that have caused the life of thousands of Nigerians.
But do you not accept that some of the things that you say has engendered this kind of...
From your own perspective, you can translate it and interpret it however you want. But from my own perspective, I think I am the good guy trying to teach the people that they have a right.
So there's no blood on your hands?
There is no blood on my hand.
His role is to grab candles on the answer.
There are more blood on those supporting the election, supporting this particular coming election. They have more blood in their hand. In Imo State, you have a governor that have invaded his own state, killed people, and why are you people not talking about that? Those are the people that have blood in their hand. All the people that have been elected in Nigeria since 1960 all have had bloods in their hands, and nobody is asking the question. I am just the good guy who say enough is enough. somebody
Okay.
have to say something and
He's
somebody
the
have to do
good guy.
something, and we're doing it.
Yeah.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out of the tent,
You can't.
literally
You
in another country?
you ca- sorry.
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others. I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist. Any country that does not respect the rule of law does not exist.
You scared you might be killed?
Not everybody. You know that. You can say that as well. Yes.
There's a
Ndị ogbu mmadụ ndụ na-agụ. I know our brother Chimezi always say, ogbu mmadụ ndụ na-agụ. Aelo. Did you hear? He said he cannot put his life in danger. Ọ na-ezekwa ndụ ya. Na-eze ndụ ya. They protect his life. He said he cannot go there. But you, Nwabingo, you know, your own is born to kpai. Ị ga-anwụ. Simon Ekpa. But he himself, he cannot go there. Because if he go and kpai, how will he enjoy the funding of Umubingo? Eh? He can't, he love his life, just like those ones that apply for asylum to go and live in Canada, but they are not IPOB member. But they want to go because the government is looking for IPOB people, but they are not IPOB member. This is how this one, he said he don't want to go, they don't want to go and endanger his life. Okay, let me bring it a little bit back.
Enough is enough. Somebody have to say something and somebody have to do something, and we're doing it.
But couldn't you make more progress if you were in the tent, as it were, not rather than out
you
of
were
the tent?
You can't-
literally in another country.
Sorry.
You're in Finland.
Yes.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and did the political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others.
I learned from what
I don't want to put my life in danger because
he learned from what happened to others. You know, like he said, Naburia, he's a guy that is cooling down, and now he dressed well and calm, and he presents himself like Chineke mere mebere, that kind of look. You don't want to be in that situation. He learned from others, but Umubingo, they will be buying their life fly. The next one will come. They will be buying them everywhere. They are buying people, buying. They go to police. But they never want to learn. But their oga say he cannot risk his life.
So wouldn't it be better if you went back home and
if you go home, you know, go
the
better.
political thing there?
You should know. You see, I learn from what happened to others.
Learn from what happened.
I don't want to put my life in danger because the country, as far as I'm concerned, does not exist. Any country that does not respect the rule of law does not exist.
You scared you might be killed?
Not everybody. You know that. You can say that as well. Yes.
Yes, I know.
Because yes, there's a bounty on my head because Nigeria, they don't, because of the Islamic agenda in Nigeria. Whoever that rises up to say something that will, make the life of the people to be better, they want to kill the person. They assassinate people every day. And today you see that there is a video that has been released by a man called Ikenga Imo. When an assassin invaded his house and they wanted to kill him. They are police officers. But if there is no CCTV, they will say unknown gunmen. These are the people that are causing all this crisis in Biafra land. But without that video, everybody has concluded that they are unknown gunmen. Today we have known them. What are the government doing about it? What are the international community doing about it? Every evidences that have surfaced anywhere about CCTV camera, it has always been security agent from the Nigeria state. Nobody is talking about that. That is what we are fighting against. We are defending ourselves and we have armed ourselves to fight Nigeria till the last day.
But you don't want to go there and fight.
The only difference now is that today we have social media.
But
social media was there in the 1960s. Somebody will do what I'm doing today. In those days, we have a man called Okokondem. Okokondem was broadcasting for Radio Biafra and was propagating Biafra stuff, but because there were no social media, so he would have done even more than I'm doing today. I believe so.
You see, they learn from the format of Okokondem. You understand? So you remember when Nijele called them Umokoko? It means the same, there's nothing new under the sun. Is there anything that you look that you say is new? No, it has been before. It's just that you don't take note of it. And they say history don't repeat itself, but those that fail to learn from their history will repeat the history. This is what we are seeing. Okonkwo and them was the one that was doing the media warrior of those days. And he was lying to them, telling them, even though they are falling, losing territory, telling them they are formidable, pushing them. And now he's saying the work that Okoko and them did, that is what they are doing now. But social media is helping them to push out the message more, you see, because Okoko and them did not have social media then. Imagine if Okoko and them had social media then. So Umo Okoko plus Umo Bingo. Una well done, oh. Una well done, oh. Eh, oh.
What are the international community doing about it? Every evidences that have surfaced anywhere about CCTV camera, it has always been security agent from the Nigeria state. Nobody is talking about that. That is what we are fighting against. We are defending ourselves, and we have armed ourselves to fight Nigeria till the last day. We have done it before. The only difference now is that today we have social media. If social media was there in the 1960s, somebody will do what I'm doing today. In those days, we have a man called Okokondem. Okokondem was broadcasting for Radio Biafra and was propagating Biafra stuff, but because there were no social media, so he would have done even what I'm doing today, I believe so. So this is what it makes a difference. And my activities on social media is educating the people, telling them they are right, that you have a right to say no, and you have the right to say yes.
Who's funding you and your organization?
Biafra people are funding my organization.
Not the Tinubu party?
I have nothing to do with Tinubu. And you know, it's very funny. A lot of people said Tinubu paid me 25 million. How is that possible? How is it possible?
You're denying
I don't know who is Tinubu. I have never communicated with anybody close to him. Just like the way they forged the letter. The reason why this letter issue, Nigeria is a criminal country. They breed criminals. And that's what we're fighting against. The reason why the letter on gets sorted out easily and fast was because it was against Finland. And Finland have to officially react to the letter. And the letter went viral. There are so many lies against me out there on social media. Nobody could come and say it is not true. Okay? So that is, and those lies, when they continue to say it and maintain it, it becomes truth when nobody debunk it.
You talk about criminals. Do you think the candidates for the presidency are criminals?
They are all criminals. Yes, all of them.
Even Peter Obi.
Peter Obi is a criminal.
But he's a southerner, isn't he?
He doesn't. I am not a tribal. Listen, I'm not a tribalist. I'm not a tribalist, and that is what makes us different. We want. If I'm criticizing you, I criticize you with fact and figures. I'm going to tell you how all of them are. Do I explain? One, starting from Atiku. Atiku was indicted in the United States for money laundering. He's a criminal. How do you think if Nigeria is a United States, Atiku will come back and start contesting with the criminal record he has had for money laundering? Tinubu was indicted in the United States for drug pushing. The records are there, so it's criminal. Nigeria is being ruled by criminals, and they breed criminals. Peter Obi his name was in Pandora. He didn't deny it. It's also the part of money laundering, international money laundering crime. He has $15 million in offshore accounts.
But surely Obi, being a southerner, is on the side of your people.
That is the problem. Why must you have somebody that have to be in the side of my people?
Okay.
That is the dangerous diversity that have brought us this far, because it will never work. Everything about Nigeria is what favors my people. I don't want we want a Biafra where everything favors everybody.
Okay.
But when you have Nigeria, it is either Fulani. Now we don't even have outside anymore because Fulani have overshadowed them. So it is either you are fighting for Northerner as a Fulani Muslim, or you are fighting for Yorubas, or you are fighting for Igbo people. So how can you continue in that kind of system? This is why we must make sure that we do not validate Nigeria again. So
you stay there.
Yeah. Nani? Yeah, cool. It's a meter. Yeah. Sorry,
Yeah,
that's my
it's okay.
security. Yeah, yeah.
That's the security.
What's your
Perfect.
relationship with Mr. Kanu at the moment?
Kano is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, and I regard him as my leader.
He's his leader.
Do you talk? Do you have contact with him? Do you?
Well, we communicate
He communicates
somehow, but that's a
somehow.
confidential issue.
It's
Because
a
you see,
confidential
he's
issue.
disavowed violence. He thinks he's made statements to say that violence
Every
has gone up.
everybody condemn violence. I condemn violence.
Okay.
I have always condemned violence. On social media, maybe you don't follow that. But where is the violence coming? Who are those committing the violence? They are the Nigeria state, and their intention is to use violence to blackmail what we're doing.
Okay.
And of course, you do not expect people who are Nigerians who are angry, who have lost hope.
Good evening.
And the next thing you see from them is when you are hopeless, you become violent. So what is happening now is not caused by anybody. It is caused by the system itself. And until we begin to understand that the violence happening in Nigeria is being generated by the Nigeria system itself, we will never be telling ourselves the truth.
Yeah.
Are you going to rein in your rhetoric a little bit now? Because
How?
we're in the election.
So whether you
period,
go
and
reduce the hype, the
people
talk,
hang
the
on to your
talk,
words,
can
and
you
it
reduce it?
can cause some violence, can't it?
Well, I don't care.
I don't care.
We are already at war.
Already
In
at
Biafra
work.
side of Nigeria, there is a war going on there. And I don't know why medias are not covering it.
The media is
Do
not
you
covering.
see a democratic place where the plane will be throwing bombs to the people? It's war.
Oh, okay.
The villages are getting burnt, houses are getting burnt. Even in Ukraine, where you're going to now, the number of people dying in Biafra land outnumber the people dying in Ukraine. So
Okay.
how do you balance that? And who are doing this? The Nigeria themselves, the Nigeria state. When the military comes to the village, instead of protecting the people, they get angry because they obey our orders and then they start burning their villages. So we don't
Okay.
want to continue like that. We want to have, the only solution to this is the disintegration of Nigeria.
Okay.
And if Nigeria do not
With
disintegrate
mouth.
now, the disintegration later on will be very, very, very chaotic. To be very hard before international community, if they continue to let us manage this and force people into election in Biafra land, when this time bomb is going to explode, it will affect everyone.
One last question.
Yeah.
Who's going to win the election?
Election is not happening in Biafra land.
Election is not happening in Biafra land.
Because you don't want people to vote.
Not me. Biafra have decided. I am telling you the fact. There is
Okay.
nothing that will make Biafran's people to go out and vote.
Okay.
This is a life and death matter. We
Okay.
have come a long way. For over 50 years, Nigeria have done all manner of genocide, committed genocide against our people, kill us every day, and you expect us to allow them to continue to kill us, to elect governors that will bring military and militarize our territory? We can't do that again.
That's 11 million votes, isn't it?
Nobody will vote in Biafra land. I am telling you the fact.
Nobody. They have crossed the
It will
road.
shock the world. We've made up our mind and we know what we have on ground. Nobody will vote in Biafra land.
Even if that undermines the rest of the...
It is not undermining. No. This particular civil disobedience is also a democratic process. And I want you to see it in that perspective. When people say, I don't want, it is their choice. And if you think that there are people who want to vote that are bigger in number, conduct a referendum. As simple as that. For now, we control 90% of Biafra people. 90%.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very good.
So, my people, have you heard the interview that I think this interview was done on Arise, as I heard, but Arise did not air it. So I say, let me kukuma air it here on my platform so that let everybody hear. It's like the story between the kite and the tortoise. The kite is looking for food to eat. He's finding it difficult to catch small chicken. And then he went to the native doctor that happens to be the tortoise. And before he got there, the hen was already there. And the hen was asking the dibia, that is tortoise, say, please help me. I don't know what I will do for this kite that continue to be stealing my chicken. Any before I lay them down, even the egg, he will be taking everything. They were still talking, enter Kite. Kite was telling the tortoise, please, Dibia, Dibia na warrior, Biko, help me. What can you do for me? I know they see this chicken cash again. I will fly from morning till night. I know they see anyone. I don't know how this mother hen they hide them, where she they hide them. Please do juju for me. So make I take my eye. They know. I mean, I know they waste my time. They fly too much. I know go fit catch any hen chop. So nine one be come give them prophecy. As e dey give them the prophecy, e come dey tell the kite say, you know wetin you go do if you go out, you do like this, you do like this. But as e dey talk that thing, the kite did not know that the chicken, the hen was, as you know, as the kite was coming inside, tortoise used the basket to cover it. So the kite did not know that the hen, mother hen, was there, right? So all the thing that the tortoise was telling the kite, how it's going to fly, where you will be catching the hen, the mother hen was under there, was hearing everything. And he was like, who dey under basket dey lis ten oh, you wey you dey I dey talk to still dey lis ten. The talk wey I dey talk, my advice is going to both of you. So, in those days, our people, they don't used to tell us everything with open mouth finish. They tell us, they talk to us in irony as children. They talk to us in irony, or, like they mean the opposite. They are telling you the opposite. So now, make of this broadcast what you will. What I take away from there is he said he's afraid of his life. So he cannot go there to put his life in danger. But he has people on ground and he knows what they have. And so therefore, that nobody should go out, nobody should attempt it, that they are going to fight the Nigerian state to the last. So the story is going to the Nigerian state and to the would-be voters. So Oyabola Agenti, make of it what you will. Yeah. I don't know if